So I think that's the more tactical answer. But I also want to give you the 30,000 foot level strategic answer. So when someone is thinking about their brand, there's two parts of that. It's how do you quickly communicate to someone what you do, who you do it for, and how you do it. It's also secondarily, what do people say about you when you're not there, when they're trying to introduce you or refer you to someone?
Mm-hmm.
So I always think of like being behind us or being in a ski boat or a motorboat, and then, the wake that the boat leaves behind. And I always think about, okay, when I walk away from a group or a person, or like, what are they saying about me? And so to me, that's the strategic part of branding. Tactically, I'm just going to literally rattle through all of these different things that I think is branding. First is, and I tried to do it in the car with you, listen first and more. Ask a lot of questions. And the person that you are working to build that relationship with and build your brand with is going to tell you the answers of what you need to say to them. The second one is when you're talking about what you do or who you do it with or how you do it with passion and conviction. And I think you can kind of tell I am very passionate about what I
Mm-hmm.
do and how I do it. And people sense that. I think the next thing is if you're not sure how to articulate your own message, listen to people around you that have more experience than you. And you don't have to make it up on your own. You can take bits and pieces, but you do need to craft it to feel like your own so that when people ask you, well, hey, Steve, what do you do? It doesn't sound scripted. It doesn't sound like you're imitating someone else at your firm.
Hey, everybody, I know you're enjoying this interview. To hear more just like this, check out all of the podcasts on our website. Link is in the description below.
I think that really important about branding is that in our own industries, I think we all sound the same. In my industry, in your industry, I mean, people hear coaching. Okay, well, there's lots of coaches out there. People hear you're a, trust and estate attorney. Well, there's lots of trust and estate attorneys out there. So when you're talking to someone about your brand, how do you differentiate yourself from all of the others out there? And how do you say it in a way that somebody can actually understand what you're saying? Because again, you don't want to use jargon and buzzwords and acronyms because that makes us all sound the same. I don't talk about standard deviation and asset allocation. I talk about how what's going on in the markets make people feel about their money. It either makes them
Yeah.
feel good or makes them feel poorly.
Or,
Um,
or maybe just interject, why do you do what you do? Like, what's your why? And the idea that I want to make the legal industry better than I found it, and I want to leave this planet knowing that I made a difference. That matters to people that are interested in talking with me. And I think lawyers need to convey their why they do what they do, how they do it better, faster, stronger, and
yeah.
think about, to your point, what is unique about you in the space because there are so many players. And if you're not memorable, then you're just one of 1,000 that they're never going to mention.
You have to make yourself memorable, but you have to know why you're different than everybody else and why that person should hire you or engage you as an attorney. I think sometimes in branding and you're asking questions and you're having that rapport, you have to be comfortable asking uncomfortable questions. And those can be, well, what is it that is not enjoyable for you in that process? Or what is it in working with people like me that you don't like? And what is it in working with people like me that you do like? Who do you currently work with now? Why do you refer to them? I mean, everyone knows why you're having that conversation with someone. So there's no like elephant in the room, but for some reason, I think people are so uncomfortable in asking those difficult questions. So getting comfortable in asking those difficult questions. And lastly, tactically to build your brand, I think looking for opportunities to speak, to publish, to present. I have really focused on that last year and this year. And number one, it's because I really enjoy it. Number two, I think it pushes me out of my comfort zone. And number three, it becomes part of my brand.
Yeah. I think the big challenge that lawyers have is that they want to build their brand. They know it's important, but it does take time. and that's something that is a limited resource. And so how to speak effectively and get business from it, or how to write and actually see a return on that effort is a big part of the trick that they may not be getting. Do you have a take on sort of like, I'm doing, networking, or I'm doing speaking, but I'm not necessarily able to generate business that way? What's the missing piece there in your take?
I think you have to be comfortable with giving before receiving. And this is something that I think is important as you're developing reciprocal relationships. And that's true in speaking and branding. I think sometimes you just have to be willing to give and be present. So if you're really trying to develop a niche area as an attorney, or really trying to get known in, one of your industry recognized areas like act tech or AML or something like that, you have to show up, show up, show up, show up, show up.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to show up. And I think that becomes part of really having more effective use of your time, because then people are like, oh, Steve, I remember I met you at the last time. Or, what have you been doing? It just leads to deepening that conversation, but it also shows who you are.
Now, showing up, asking questions, and I think the big word that we need to bring into this conversation, especially with relationships and networking, is qualifying. And I know that's a weird word people don't think of when they think of networking. However, not everyone you meet is created equal as it relates to who you should be spending more time with, right? I mean, if I meet, and again, nothing against, the local Amway salesman or Avon lady, okay, or person, whatever. But the idea is that there are people who are more strategic to me, that I can help and that can help me than just anybody. I hate when people say, well, anybody can refer me. Yeah, that's true, I guess. But there are people that can refer you 5 or 10 times a year. Is that a better person for you to invest time in?
Well, absolutely. So I think that the points you're making are really part of how I think about developing reciprocal relationships. And one of those key things that it really took me a long time to grasp and accept is that we meet a ton of nice people. Everybody's a nice person, but our time is limited. We don't have unlimited discretionary time. So while everybody's nice, you have to be discerning in who you're going to spend time with, who can generate opportunities for referrals for you. And so it's okay to say, hey, that's a nice person. I'm just not going to continue to invest and spend time with them, not because they're not a great person, but I'm really focusing this part of my time, my life, my work to building relationships that are reciprocal, where I'm creating opportunities for referrals. So I think you have to have some discipline. And I didn't necessarily have that early in my career. I was like, oh, if I just meet with them again and I meet with them again and I meet with them again, there's going to be a referral. And after a while, you just have to say, they're a great person. This is not generating business opportunities for me.
Yeah. There are people that should be your friends, and there are people that should be your friends and more. And the people that are friends and more, they're the people who you've qualified, that you like them, you trust them, you found common ground. They are in a position to help you. You're in a position to help them. It's something that can grow over time. And that's a little bit like the Pareto principle, the 80-20. And the idea is that you may have to start out meeting a lot of people and building your network wide, but ultimately the goal is to build it deep. And if you could spend 80% of your time with 20% of the people that you've already qualified, well, isn't that going to be a better use of your time than going out and meeting strangers and new people, all day long, all week long, and all month long? And you have the people that can get you the business are right in front of you. If you want to check out more about what Fretzin does every day to help you be that lawyer, confident, organized, and a skilled rainmaker, please check out our services page on our website. Just go to the website, check it out. I know you'll enjoy it. Thanks.